Have you ever found yourself scrolling, say, Anthropologie, Pottery Barn, or any of those designer websites that are really popular and finding things that you really love, but look at the price tag and think, there's no way I'm paying that kind of money to buy something like that? For example, I was looking at table runners over $100, between $138 and $183 or something like that. Quilted coasters, $28 for a set of 4, and honeycomb ornaments for $8 a piece. And I'm looking at that going, there's no way that I couldn't make that for cheaper. So today I am going to make 3 designer inspired projects for the Christmas season. So first up is going to be the table runner. A ton of the table runners that I saw were plaid, and I thought I only had a little piece of this, but if I cut this in half down the middle, which will be really easy, and pattern match in the middle, and do a rolled hem on it all the way around, I'm gonna have a table runner. And this I got at the fabric thrift store, where fabric is $2 a pound. Ain't no way this weighs a pound. So this probably cost me $1. The quilted coasters I saw, there were some that were, I think they were trying to be Christmas inspired, but I want some Christmas coasters that are quilted. And so I have a little bit of this kind of holly print left over from the quilted vest that I'm gonna make into 4 coasters. Bias tape is not that expensive, but I have some from my mom's stash, so this was free. And then for the honeycomb ornaments, for those you need paper. And so I have 3 colors of scrapbook paper. I didn't have a lot of Christmas colors, but these feel like Christmas adjacent, kind of close, Christmas inspired. So we're gonna roll with these. And on the outside of a lot of those, they have gold glitter, which I was irresponsible in college and thought every time I needed gold glitter that I had run out of gold glitter. So I have like 3 containers of gold glitter already in my stash. I have craft glue in my craft stash. So this is kind of a thrift stash busting set of projects that I'm gonna try to nail out in a couple of hours for less than $10 when they would have been over $200 to $300 for me to purchase from the designer websites, where I was looking at Anthropologie and Pottery Barn. And from what I can tell on the details, the table runners just have a hem on them. They're not double-sided or anything. So it's literally a piece of fabric that has been hemmed, and they're charging for a lot of money. The ornaments are probably going to be the most time consuming. I'm going to cut the pieces out on my Cricut. So I'm going to get those started. But my Cricut is upstairs and I am downstairs. So we're going to nail out the table runner and the quilted coasters, and we're going to use some like leftover batting from the quilt project, and we're going to get away with this at like for a steal. And I'm excited to show you at the end what they look like. Let's get started. I am finished with all 3 projects. The table runner, super easy. The pattern matched really well, and I would definitely make more of these. I think I had a yard of this. I cut it in half, and I did a rolled hem around it. And first of all, it fits this table really well. That was an accident. Obviously, you should probably measure what size you want before you start. I just knew that I wasn't gonna have so much that it was gonna go over the edge of the table, so I just rolled with it. The coasters turned out really cute. I wish I had had smaller bias tape to go around this so you could see more of the print of the coaster, but these are 4x4. I looked up coasters are like 3.5 to 4 inches square, round, whatever you have. So I went with the square. The bias tape threw me for a little bit of a curve because I was trying to figure out how to make the corners. The coasters on Anthropologie, they had like a strip of bias binding and then a strip of bias like all the way around. And that just seemed like a lot of folding of fabric on each end when I could just like do one continuous piece all the way around. So that's what I did. And I think it turned out really nice. You can't really tell that I struggled on the corners a little bit. So these turned out really cute. I got four of these out of the piece that I had. I was hoping to get maybe 6 because it looked like I might get 6 out of that piece, but I only got 4. And I think these are really cool. I could gift these, but I really like this fabric, so I'm gonna keep them for myself. All of this fabric came from the fabric thrift store. So these cost me like, all in all, like this table runner and the coasters, like maybe $1 or $2 with the batting, like super cheap. You could get cheap fabric from like your thrift store, like bed sheets and linens and things like that you could totally do this with. You could also get like, a yard of fabric from your favorite fabric store near you. Obviously, I already have a hot drink on this coaster. And I like that it kind of insulates the table a little bit from the heat, so I don't feel like I'm like hurting a table when I put a hot drink on it. And then the honeycomb ornament, I opted not to put the glitter on it to start. When I finished it, I ended up ended up liking this the way it was. So I can always put glitter on it again. This is not fully pulled apart. So I can always put glitter on it if I want to, but for now I'm just gonna leave it like this and see how I feel about it. Once I got the shape cut, it was this shape and then you fold it in half a bunch of times. There's like 20 of this shape folded into this ornament. Once I got them cut on the Cricut and folded in half, it was really easy. I just had to do a lot of folding and gluing and waiting for the glue to dry in between steps. It was also easy once I looked up how to do it, because I tried it on the green one at first and I did not glue well and I did not glue correctly and I got this abomination. So sometimes it's worth looking at a tutorial even if you think you know how to do it. I did not know how to do it and I learned. So a lot of failing and crafting here. Looks pretty cool if I could get it apart and working right, but I won't. So this one was a fail, but this one ended up really cool. And I may or may not put some gold glitter on it. So let me know if there are any other designer, I guess if you call them designer, like Anthropologie and Crate Barrel, Pottery Barn. If you see anything like that you think could be made, like, let me know. Maybe I'll try making it. And if you enjoyed watching me make these designer dupes today, go ahead and hit subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Bye!